This is my 2004 Mazda RX8, and as of a couple of days ago, I've been daily driving it for 2 years now, so let's talk about it. Alright guys, we're on our way to work right now. I feel like I've been driving this car to work every single day recently. Now I know that's like the whole point of a daily driver, right? But I live in New York City. I don't really need to drive to work every single day. Honestly, if I take the train or the bus, I probably get there a lot faster than just driving anyways. But with how cold the weather has been recently and how windy it is, I just want to be in the comfort of my own car, you know? I don't want to cram myself into the train of hundreds of people when I could just be driving this instead, and it's so much fun. But I honestly can't believe it's been 2 years of daily driving this car. It's honestly crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't 100% sure this would make it to year 2, to be honest, when I first started doing this. I mean, I said this before, but I'll say it again. The internet makes it really hard to like get into one of these cars, because like all you really hear when you look up RX8s online is how bad of a car it is, how unreliable it is, how bad on gas it is. That part is true. And how your apex seals are gonna blow before you get home, or how you're gonna run out of compression before you run out of gas, like, you know, that kind of stuff. You guys get what I'm saying. All you hear about is like negative things about the car. So when I picked this up, like with the intention of like, you know, potentially daily driving it, I was really scared. But we're here in year 2 now, and I can safely say that it's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be online. I just pulled over at a parking lot here because I want to just walk around the car and show you guys everything that I've done to it in the first 2 years of daily driving. So let's do that real quick. So 2 years of the car, right? How has it been? Well, I say 2 years, but it's realistically been more than that. This is the start of the 3rd year now, so it's been 2 full completed years though. But 2 years of the car, how has it been, right? This has been my daily driver in New York City for 2 years now, and I'm happy to say I've had 0 rotary engine issues at all, right? The car starts hot, cold, no matter what time of year it is, every single time, knock on wood, wherever that is, right? But the car has been ultra reliable, and I'm happy to say that, you know, that hasn't been an issue for me. I know online you hear so many negative things about it, right? But honestly, I have to say this car has been really reliable. All the times that it's been in the shop, it was because I was putting mods on it, or someone hit the car, which has been terrible, because that happened a lot more than I would like. I think the car was probably in the shop 40% of my ownership because people hit my car. I've been hit by a city snowplow when the car was parked, and I've been hit and just like on the highway and that kind of stuff. But aside from that, right, aside from all that bad luck, the rotary platform has been amazing to me. Granted, the engine only has about 38,000 miles on it. In the 2 years that I've been driving it, I've put on about 15,000 miles. I know that's not a lot, but in New York City, where I feel like the roads aren't as long stretched, right, it's a lot more shortened and condensed, and a bunch of toge driving as well, like spirited driving. I think 15,000 is quite a bit. Now, with that said, I do have a 1-year video of driving this car online, right? And right now it's probably the best performing video on my channel. I still recommend giving that a watch, because in year 1, it's really more about learning about, you know, how to take care of the car, learning about pre-mixing, learning about the spark plugs, like when to change them, ignition coils, all the necessary upgrades and stuff that you need to do to maintain it. Now that in year 2, I feel like it's been more about just learning how to have fun with the car, pushing the car to its limits on the track, the back roads, the mountains, the toge's, you know. I mean, if you guys watch my content, you guys know exactly what I use the car for, right? And if not, just a quick scroll around my channel and you see everything that I use the car for. Now, while the car is parked here at an empty parking lot, I kind of want to show you guys some of the maintenance mod that I did to the car to make sure it keeps running healthy. Now, one of the first things that I did was this right here. It's a zone adapter. What it does is essentially it lets you run clean 2-stroke oil in here, and this will inject it straight into your combustion chamber to lubricate your apex seals, right? By default, stock, right, the stock OMP runs crankcase oil, so you know whatever oil you put in your motor is going to be injecting that into your combustion chamber. And you guys could probably see like why that's not the best idea in the world, because you're injecting dirty crankcase oil into your engine. And not only that, most of the time you're not running, like, you're probably running mineral oil, which is what Mazda recommends, and they don't really burn all that well. And it would be better if you could run just a full synthetic oil, but then full synthetic oil doesn't really burn. So that's not a good thing. So what I do, what the zone adapter allows you to do, is run a separate tank of 2-stroke oil, which does burn. So I'm running Idemitsu Racing Premix right now. It's made for the rotary engine, and that's gonna get injected into the engine to lubricate the apex seal, and it will actually burn, and then I'm allowed to, and that lets me run full synthetic in the actual engine itself, and I don't have to worry about that being injected into the combustion chamber. Another thing that I did was ignition coils. Now the stock ignition coils are pretty shit on the stock RX8s, right? I don't know if it'll pop up on camera right here, but I am running the BHR ignition coils. A lot of you guys recommended these during my first year videos, and after reading so much reviews about them, I decided to pull the trigger and go with that. They have been running amazing, and you know, I haven't had any issues with the car hot starting or cold starting at all since I never, not that I actually had any issues with it, but you know, it's just been a lot better since I put them on. I do also have an upgraded starter from the Series 2 RX8s, and that's been helping. But aside from that, and maybe like a decat, that's pretty much sums up all the maintenance mod that I did to this car. Now, obviously I've done a lot more to the car in terms of modding over the past 2 years, like suspension, exhaust, and everything like that. But that pretty much wraps up all the maintenance mod, and the car has been ultra reliable. It starts whenever I need it to, and yeah, it's been great. Honestly, I have so much fun with this car. Now, as fun as the RX8 is, right, and as practical as I think it is, a lot of people think it's not practical just because it's a sports car, but honestly, it's pretty practical. But even with that said, right, I don't think I could ever recommend the RX8 as a daily driver just purely because of this right here and everything that comes with taking care of a rotary. Now, gas is honestly such a big thing, right, with gas prices increasing and everything. Now, it is a bit lower now than it was, but when I was getting into the RX8s, one of the things that I was thinking about was like, how bad can, you know, bad gas mileage actually be, right? Like refilling it once a week, you know, and I could deal with that. But no, it's a lot worse than that. I'm talking about like, I can refill a full tank of gas, and in the same day, it could be down to like a quarter or a half, and that's pretty wild. Like if you actually need to daily drive the car, like I said, even though this isn't my daily driver, right, I don't really need to daily drive the car. I can take the train, I can take the bus anywhere. But if you actually need a car to daily drive, man, it would be tough, because you know, you probably burn through a whole tank of gas within like a day or two, and that's just not okay, to be honest, if it's your only car. Just think about how much money you're actually spending. If like gas, you gotta put premium in the car, right, and then plus premix, you're looking at like another like $60–70 ish like every other day, and that's, I don't know, that's a lot of money, at least for me it is. But if you could live with all of that, right, you could live with the high gas prices, you could live with everything that comes with taking care of a rotary, like warming up the car before you really start pushing it, like, I mean, like, seriously, like, warming up the car, like, let it fully warm up before you take it out at 3,000 RPM, and, like, you're cool with having the car to be fully warmed up before you turn it off, because, you know, that could contribute to you flooding your engine if you don't do that. And you're cool with, like, you know, revving it to red line. I mean, that should be easy, but like taking it to red line every couple of days just to clear out that carbon deposit. Pretty much anything that I said in the first year of owning this car, as long as you can do with that, you can. I had to, it's the tunnel. Okay. But as long as you can deal with all of that, you could daily drive this car, honestly. Yeah, there's no problem with it. But at the end of the day, right, you could daily drive any car that you want, as long as you want it enough, right? If I wanted to daily drive, like if you wanted to daily a Ford Model T, and you really wanted to do it, you can make it happen. It's just whether or not you want it enough, right? Honestly, that was probably a pretty bad comparison. Obviously, the RX8 is way better to drive and way easier to drive than like something like a Ford Model T, right? But you guys get the point that I'm trying to make. It's just, you just gotta do some extra stuff, right, you know? And I don't even think all that extra stuff is honestly that bad. But with that all being said though, I don't know if I personally want to keep daily. Is this parking right here? I'm looking for parking right now for work, but okay, that's not parking. I won't fit in there. If I had a smart car, oh, is that parking? Alright, but let me just try to finish my thought here. Oh, did that guy move? Yay, park. Is this, will I fit? Let me see. Just parked, but what was I saying though? Oh yeah, I don't know if I want to keep daily driving this car for a long time, because, well, not that I'm planning to get rid of it or anything like that, but it's just like, I would say the main concern is the gas, right? And I want to do more of the car. Like I want to, like, you know, put on better suspension. Right now it's on Tane Flexis, but I want to put on some better suspension like Fortune Autos or Olin's. But you know, I'm worried that if I stiffen up the car too much, I won't be able to, like, you know, comfortably daily it. I feel like right now it's at the limit of where I find comfortable. Like after I have BHR racing motor mounts on this as well, so it has suspension motor mounts, and once I added those, it made the car a lot stiffer. It vibrates a lot more now at low RPMs, and if I stiffen up the suspension too, I just feel like, you know, it wouldn't be really all that comfortable. I could probably live with it, but do I want to? I don't know. So I thought about, like, you know, potentially picking up a ND Miata as a daily driver, and then I don't really care what I do with this car because then it would just be a fun weekend car. But more realistically, what I've been really thinking about is just picking up the FD RX7, and then, you know, the whole point of me having an RX8 was just to, you know, get me into the rotary platform, learn how to take care of it, and then transition to an RX7 anyways. But I could, you know, pick up a FD or FC, and then this could continue as my daily, and I could have another car that I could just really make for the mountains and that kind of stuff. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but I need to be at work in like 5 minutes, so let me go and I'll finish my thought in a little bit. Cold start, neutral, and starts right up. And to those of you that are seriously considering getting an RX8 potentially as a daily driver, right, you're just gonna have to get used to coming here a lot. This is pretty much gonna be your second home. So while we're here, I'm just gonna show you guys what my fill-up procedure is. So I have my premix right here. I always have a bottle of these prepared. I'm planning to put a full tank in here, so about like 13 gallons. So I'm pre-mixing 0.5 ounces per gallon. So right now, about 7 ounces. I'm going a little bit extra, but that is okay. I'm gonna put my little funnel in, and then I'm probably gonna put the camera down and pour that premix in. And I always, I don't always, but I do. I always recommend you put your premix first. I don't know if this make a hell of a lot of difference or not, but just think about it this way, right? Imagine you have a cup of water and you're pouring the oil in first, and then you're adding, because there's only going to be a little bit amount of oil, right? And then a lot more of the gas. So if you pour in a little bit amount of oil first, and then you're, you know, pouring the gas in, it'll mix in a lot better, as opposed to just having a full glass of, you know, fuel, and then you're adding the little bit amount of oil in, because that little bit amount of oil isn't going to make a big splash and mix in, right? I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying, but that's why I usually recommend putting in the premix first. But it is really cold, so let me just put the camera down and pour this in real quick. And once you put in the premix, you could just fill it up like any other car, and of course, you gotta put premium in there because that is what is recommended. Now there are some debates, well, not really debates, but there are some like studies going on online in the RX8 forums, right, that you could actually put regular in here and it'll run just fine. But honestly, if the premium isn't gonna bankrupt you, I would recommend just going with that extra few cents or extra $1 per gallon, just to be safe, you know. Mazda does recommend the premium, and you know, premium is honestly just way better for the rotary engines if you really think about it. So if it's not gonna bankrupt you, I would recommend just going for that. And today we filled up about, only about 12 gallons. So I put about 7 ounces of premix in here for 12 gallons. So we just have a little bit of extra lubrication from the premix, and that'll be a-okay. And more importantly for rotary engines, your warm starts are a lot more, they tell you a lot more than cold start. So on a healthy rotary, your warm start should just be just like that, just starts right up, and that's what you honestly want. It's a good sign of good compression, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Good sign of compression. And so if you don't have a rotary compression tester, just warm the car up fully, and when you turn it off and turn it back on, it should start right up. And if it struggles to start hot start, that's usually a pretty bad sign, because it's signs of bad compression. Also, another thing that I've done is, I don't know if you would consider this a maintenance mod, but it's really important for the RX8s, is this temperature reader right here. Now, specifically, that is a coolant temperature reader. I think if I was only to run one gauge, right, I obviously do want to run more gauges in the future, but for now I only got one. If you were to only run one, I think having a coolant temperature gauge is really important, just because it'll tell you exactly when the car is fully warmed up and when you could finally push the car. Because like I said earlier, it's really important that you don't push the car until the rotary engine is fully warmed up. So once it's fully warmed up, it'll let me know, and I know I can take it to its full 9,000 RPM red line. Hello.
Very cold.
It is very cold. Okay, so you've been in this car for multiple times throughout my 2 years of daily driving. Aaron, what do you think?
I like it a lot better. I was way more impressed by this car than the Miata he first had, but that was like before he really introduced me into like Miatas and stuff. So
Yeah.
when he pulled up in a Miata, I was just like, damn, this broke,
Wow.
this broke boy, this rickety ass, because they were so low to the ground. And like I remember experiencing like leaks because
Yeah.
it's like, it was like we went somewhere when it was raining. I think it was Six Flags.
Yeah.
It was leaking, and I'm just like, God. So and this is way more comfortable, this car.
Yeah.
It feels a lot more like safer.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is you have a higher chance of like impressing a girl with an RX8 than a Miata.
Yeah.
Alright guys, that's pretty much the end of my day, and I think I'm gonna wrap up the video here as well. I didn't do anything too crazy today. Thought about taking you guys up to the toll gate or something on my day off, but I thought for the second year update of daily driving this car, it's probably just a better idea to take you guys through an actual day in the life of me. Pretty much just wake up, go to work, and then hang out with some friends. And I think that will be a pretty typical day for a lot of you guys as well. So this is what I really use the RX8 for, and plus a lot of spirited driving. But if you guys see my videos, you guys already know that. I'm looking forward to taking this car for a whole nother year of daily driving. You know, I'm excited for it. But if you've seen my content in 2023, you know that this was a very eventful year for me, for the car at least, as well. So hopefully this year won't be as crazy as that one, because if you guys don't know, or if you're new to the channel, the car was totaled in the July of 2023. So since bought the car back, rebuilt it completely, it's perfect now, and I can't wait to put more seat time into it. And that totaled was because of a highway accident, nothing related to the engine or anything like that. So I'm really grateful that the car has kept up with me over the course of the year. So, you know, give it a little pat on the dashboard right here. And still no cracked dashboard, by the way. 20-year-old car. I see a lot of RX8s with cracked dashboards. Hopefully I'm not jinxing it here, but I'm hoping it don't crack on me anytime soon. It is still stock, haven't done anything to it, and hopefully it stays beautiful just like it is now. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the video here. If you guys have any questions, comments, concern, I'm open to opening up this discussion in the comment section below. It's pretty late. I'm losing my train of thought. My brain clarity is at its limit now. So I'm gonna wrap up the video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this second year update. I can't wait until the third year, and I am sure that the car is gonna hold up just fine. Just remember to keep your maintenance up and everything like that, and the car will treat you well. Alright, well, until the next video, guys, hopefully you stay safe out there, drive safely, alright? The world is a crazy place, so you gotta do your best to stay safe out there, alright? Peace.